Wyłączmy muzykę. No i dobra, zobaczmy, co my tu mamy. Może.
The first one I show you the daily quest and lots of stuff we stream together. Live operation. Get.
No,
hello and welcome to the Gwent developer stream. My name is Paweł Burza and I'm joined by a special. Did I say special? Guest.
Coś im się kamera chyba popsuła.
I don't know if I can handle that many specials. It's a little awkward. But okay.
The director of live operations.
Yeah, nice to
Ostatnio była trochę lepsza jakość. Masz to kompresję YouTube'a.
Cool.
A może kompresję YouTube'a w sumie?
I know we want to make a video out of this for such a long time, but
yeah, it was so excited
because you're working hard, I'm working hard, we're doing lots of stuff,
busy,
and it's busy, but we managed to get the stream going. And I'm happy that you found time in your busy schedule.
You know, it's important to share what we got out there. I'm bursting with energy to share
this
this
stuff. Yeah, especially like what we'll be covering today is mainly we'll show you the new menu, we'll show you the daily quest, we'll show you the progression system, the ranks, the rewards. I mean, a little bit of the rewards, right?
Well, yes, we'll mention rewards in there, I'm pretty sure.
Updated player profiles, so a lot of cool stuff that we'll get into. But before we do, I just wanted to remind you all that October 23rd is close, and that's when we launch Thronebreaker. Plus, that's when Gwent moves out of beta and we launch. So that's going to be, and that's next week already.
That's coming fast.
Yeah.
Just the summer disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fall now and it's getting cold. How are you feeling overall? Good?
I'm looking forward to getting it into players' hands. It's been like a really tough few months to just get everything done. We really pushed ourselves in live ops for this update, and I'm quite happy to finally share everything that we've done.
Yeah, so I introduced you already as the director of live operations, or live ops, like we like to call it.
Yeah.
What's live ops though, for those who don't know?
So live ops is a new department that we've created this year, officially started, where we mix like the GOG employees who are really good at making the back-end services, the online features, and developers to make features that really complement it. So we take care of metrics, we take care of events, and making sure that we're really engaging players. And I think daily quests were one of the first things that we did. We were a very, very small team back then. And you know, the premium keg.
Chyba nie jest dobry pomysł, bo za chwilę usta.
Shop, we cater everything outside of the game. We at least have a hand in if we're not actually working on it directly. So yeah, let's talk about what we did to like on the online experience. So like today we probably won't talk about the gameplay very much because we don't really deal with that, but we did a lot outside of that. So I'm hoping you guys really get to enjoy what we're talking about.
Cool. You want to jump straight into the game?
Yeah, let's look at some of the things that we got going on right now.
And we're in the game. See? Easy.
So the first thing we did is, you know, we wanted to change the welcome back screen for a while.
No i pójdzie stąd na pewno,
when we did the daily quest, we didn't have time.
Musisz, Nightmare, pamiętać jedną rzecz. Żaden streamer nie chce jakiegoś dzieciaka na streamie, a że ty się zachowujesz jak totalne dziecko i to jeszcze z takiej niezbyt fajnej rodziny, to żegnam.
Time to put them into the welcome back screen, and it was like a big issue for me personally. I didn't like it because you have to go into like this little social tab to see what your new objectives of the day are. So we managed to get that in for Homecoming. Actually, we had this feature pretty much ready before Homecoming was announced, but we never managed to do the big patch that brought it out. So I'm really happy to finally have this in here. And of course, like before, you kind of see your daily crown progress, your current rank info, which we'll get into more later, and your levels, which is the 3rd diamond. So let's continue on. The main menu's been out for a while. Yeah, it's really nice to be back. So a lot of the things that are going on here in the PTRs, some of these buttons have been disabled, and some people have been trying to guess what this icon does. Now we'll talk about it a bit later.
Cool.
What should we talk about first?
Like
what to choose from.
Players already saw the main menu, so we have that like out of the way. Of course, we have the new feel for overall for the game, but also the menu had to resemble that, so it's also darker. What you're clicking right now are the news tabs, so you pretty much switch in between those.
One thing that might not be obvious is in the main menu, we used to split it on all these different screens, so it was very easy to miss things like the news, and we had to force you. Now we've managed to like really condense the main menu into the things you're more likely to do.
And they rotate automatically.
Yes, they do, of course. And we've added in a new tab for quests, which we'll be adding more content in there as we go forward, so you can see your daily quests in their own little window.
I like how everything is very easily accessible now. Like you have the quest here, you have your friends, the notifications, everything's like.
And of course, this is the leaderboards here, so you can look at the leaderboards and see how you're doing. I mean, there's pretty standard leaderboards. We'll get
Marcin Szybura is 4th. I mean, he's
more into it later, but it's a leaderboard. It's awesome and it's important, but there's not really much to explain, is there?
That's really cool. Let's start with the player profiles.
Right. So when we made the player profile, I think it was what, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Wow, time flies.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Feels
ago.
like yesterday to me, to be honest.
Yeah,
but okay.
Same here.
We had designed it so that we wanted to grow it later, and with Homecoming, we finally had a chance to actually improve it. And it's not opening.
It's loading. Give it some time. If not, we'll restart. That's also doable. As you guys know, the build that we're using is a work in progress dev build, and it can have some problems to go with it.
Yeah.
If you want, we can close it and then reopen. You good with that?
Yeah. Oh, and it just appeared.
Let's try again.
when I closed
Let's try
it.
again. While Jason is doing that, I will entertain you with myself. What's up?
No.
I can't really see
This
chat.
has to be like the worst thing that could possibly happen on a stream. Yeah, just the feature doesn't work, but it's fine.
We can just do that, and you can go back in it.
Yeah, let's just restart it. Hopefully that works this time.
Work. Easy.
I'm feeling a little stressed right now.
No, don't be. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's only a couple thousand people watching.
That's fine, but yeah, still, you know, you work really hard on something and, you know, it's cool.
Well, it's a dev build. Anything can happen. Work in progress.
Everything's changing every day, trying to get everything ready.
It just has to work next week. That's it.
It will. It will. I promise you, it will work next week.
Back in the game, we are. Let's try it. If not, we'll just move on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other things we can talk about in show. And we can, you know, specifically just talk about what we put into the player profile for now, even though we can't show it. I'm really sorry. So we've added in new tabs to the player profile. The first one that we added in is now your trinkets and vanity equipping is directly in there, so that saved us space in the main menu. We've added in the summary's grown, so you'll be able to filter your collection progress. Always had time or
a community for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I don't care if we can't show it. People will see it very soon. Yeah. And it's a lot of interesting info. We've also added in achievements. So achievements have their own tabs. Achievements are, I mean, just something I love achievements. I know a lot of players do, and I've been wanting to put them into the game for years
and
now.
You had a lot of fun designing them, because I remember you were like thinking of names for them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
really cool.
Each of them have a custom name. We try to be a little funny and you know, tongue-in-cheek on them. Maybe some of them will fall flat, but I don't really mind. It's kind of fun for me to write them.
We like good humor.
And everyone kind of pitched in to name them.
Yeah.
Achievements will be divided into like 8 categories.
Chyba się napisy zgadzają.
General gameplay ones. We have some just for levels.
Okay.
So we'll get more into that later, actually. I'm not going to get ahead of myself.
Okay.
And we'll have a category for just single player, just for arena, just for ranked, just seasonal achievements. So how you get all your seasonal stuff from before, that's back. Off the top of my head, which one am I forgetting? Well, I'm sure I'm forgetting one, but that's fine. Not having it visually doesn't help.
Yep.
The fun thing, though, is we'll be launching, I forget the exact number, but with something around 600, 660 achievements.
Whoa, that's a lot.
You know, some of them are like, you know, win 10 times, win 50 times, win 100 times. And the reason that we have some achievements that go to really long goals is, you know, it's like a stats tracker in a way. Yeah. The guy wants to know how many times I've done something, like how many times I've won with monsters.
Yeah, we love stats.
I think the ones I really like are the faction-specific ones. Yeah, so we track your wins by factions, and you get a custom border for completing the most amount of wins for each faction.
I like that.
We have, you know, achievements per leader. We have collection achievements, so you know you can sort of track your collection progress
amount of cards.
in like in terms of golds and bronze, and get a little reward for it. Another interesting thing to note is all achievements give you something. Every single achievement in the game will have a reward.
Oh, so not only
raczej w
the
dół.
reward of actually having the achievement, you also get
Albo
something.
patrzy się w
Speaking about having the reward of having the achievement in your summary, you'll be able to pin up to 3 achievements. So your 3 favorite ones, and it'll be in your public profile. Yeah, the summary, you can pin it, and just fun things to do with cards, and we think. And I don't can track up actually a lot of you guys going through the
level thing.
Oh wow, okay.
So well, you don't only have to see us. Maybe we'll show you the level thing.
So because we can't play enough matches to show us going through the level progression system, we've added in a prestige system to levels. So the level caps moved from 100 to 60.
Okay.
But when you reach level 60, you can level up one more time, in which case you'll be sent back to level 1, but with a new banner, and you'll now be a higher prestige level, starting with prestige 1, which will give you a guaranteed rare in the first 4 cards of every keg you open for the rest of time.
Whoa, that's generous.
That is a permanent account bonus.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the nicer ones up front to really get people motivated to get into the prestige, and they just go from there.
I'm all in.
I'm looking forward to that prestige. I want that guaranteed rare. And I mean, they range in what they do, but ultimately the last one, which will take quite a while to get to, you'll get guaranteed at least 1 premium in your choose 3 of every keg for the rest of the time.
Whoa.
Which is bananas. But let's keep in mind that at that point you've invested so much time and love into our game that we're fine. We're fine with giving you a bit more, and we don't feel like we need to take more from you at this point. It's like, we're fine. Let's keep in mind that
Fajne. Podoba mi się to. Nie wiem, czy to jest reward points in daily rewards. Nie wiem za bardzo, co to znaczy. Tutaj macie gwarantowanego rara w 4 kartach. Tu będziecie 2 razy questa rolować. Jakieś tam gigi GG reward dostajecie zwiększone o 2. Daily reward upgrade. Nie wiem, co to jest. Ale spoko.
At that point, you've invested so much time and love into our game that we're fine. We're fine with giving you a bit more, and we don't feel like we need to take more from you at this point. It's like, why? Let's give you something really cool to go to. And you know, with this, we felt like our level system before was like this uphill climb where you reach level 20 and already it's like hours upon hours to level up again, and you win a match and the bar moves by just a little bit. So even though we're up to, I think if you do the math, 660 levels, you'll be going through them much faster than before. So I think up until Prestige 1, the average time to level up is about an hour.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. It'll happen more often. It feels more rewarding. And because it's not like this grind where when you're level 80, your next level is 7,000 matches or something ridiculous, it's not actually 7,000 matches.
It's not.
If we did like an XP event, well, your bar would go from moving half a pixel to 3/4 of a pixel. Like it just made no sense for us to engage you guys that way. So this opens up an opportunity for us to make more events for you guys to engage us with.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's a really cool system for me. I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, I remember when you first pitched the idea to me, I was like, wow, this is really, really cool, and it works perfectly. And not only do you have this, but when you reach the prestige, you get an additional thing that kind of rewards you even more, which is like, that's what players wanted. And the problem was that players were saying, like, we reached level 100. What are you guys gonna do now?
Right.
It's like, how can we expand from this? How further can we go now? It's like, well, from level 100 you couldn't do much, but now you have 60. But if you can do the prestige thing, it's just
adds up to 660 levels.
Yeah, 660 levels.
And just because I know people are going to be curious about this, we're mapping you from the old level system to the new one.
Yeah.
So if you're like level 100, you are automatically at homecoming going to be prestige 1, level 40.
Okay.
So none of your progress is lost, even though it's going to be a little easier to get.
Just get transferred.
Where you were before, you still have that head start over everyone. And that's a little thank you to you guys for having participated in the beta, and we didn't want to take that away from you.
Yeah, of course. We would never do that.
Miłość strony.
2.0. Is that the next one?
Yeah, this one's leaked a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah,
those images came out.
Let's show the image.
All right. Magical clap.
I clap and it appears. I love it.
So there's a lot to talk about with Rank 2.0. Rank 2.0 was a really, really tough one to design, if I'm honest, because we kind of liked, and our players kind of liked what we had, but we felt like it was a bit hard to digest on the early levels. So a couple of things I just want to mention. First off is, for those of you who know, the first 14, 15 ranks, you never went backwards. So it was basically a progression system, not really an MMR system. And because of the way the MMR was calculated, you know, you never knew if you were up to your next win. And have you ever had like your one win away from leveling up, and you get matched with an opponent that gives you one MMR too little to rank up, and you're like, why?
I like people post these screens like on forums and on Reddit. It's like, I was just like 1 point away, and the system failed me. Yeah.
So that's why we're going with a bit more of a fill the piece scenario. So each of these ranks will be split into 5 pieces, and when you win, you gain a piece, and when you lose, well, you lose a piece of this image, right? And once you have all 5 pieces, you actually unlock an avatar for them.
And you see these avatars at the bottom.
Well, I mean, these avatars look like none of the avatars. They're made in a very particular style, which I find really cool.
And this style was present during the second Challenger when we were in Moshna Castle.
Yeah.
And actually, that's when it all started, because we had Emmer and we had Siri. And
those are pretty cool stained glass windows. That's the inspiration.
And that's the inspiration for it. And you have 5 pieces, so once you get all 5 pieces, you get the avatar, and it looks really cool.
Well, I mean, the next thing I want to talk about, if I'm moving on, is we used to go from like rank 1 to 21, and that felt a bit arbitrary, and like for players that aren't super versed, like rank 21 is not really an obvious final destination. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm rank 21. When am I getting to rank 22?
What's next?
So we've just flipped that. So we go now from rank 30 to 1, and we've sort of added progression into this a little bit by saying, you know, the first few ranks from 30 to 26, you can't go backwards. For the ranks 25 to 15, you only go backwards if you lose twice in a row. So if you lose, win, you're only going to be moving forward. So it's a bit still progressive, but you know, a little bit more,
makes more sense.
Hard. And after that, you know, it gets a bit more real. So the next tier of reward of progression is winning streaks move you forward, but other than that, wins and losses gain and lose you a piece always. And for those final few ranks, it's survival of the fittest. You have to have a positive win rate to move forward.
Okay. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
However, I know a lot of you really like the MMR system.
Yeah.
And this probably some
No,
You're
Pierre.
reacting right now. I can't actually read Twitch chat right now, but I'm willing to guess that at least 1 or 2 persons like, where's my MMR? Where's my MMR? And so when we were designing this, we started looking at the systems that we had, and we really like the concept behind the Pro Ladder MMR. The fact that you're being tracked on how good you are per faction, the fact that you have to at least participate in the season to get your score up. So starting with this new system, starting from rank 25, as soon as you reach rank 25, you will have access to faction MMR, calculated like Pro Ladder. In which case, instead of, because it's a month long instead of 2 months, it's going to be 40 wins to fill out a faction. But you'll have access to that immediately. There will be a tab in your player profile where you can visualize how that score is calculated to you, what your 4 best factions are. I really like that, you know, the top players in the ladder or in the leaderboards are going to be those that actually are good with more than 1 faction. Right? So,
which is cool, right? Because it shows the more versatile player, let's say.
At the bottom, underneath this little rank diamond progress, you'll be able to see your rank score, and that'll be increasing with you every day, and that's what qualifies you for the leaderboards. For those of you that want to compete, want to know how you score, that's still going to be there. It's just not going to be the prominent way you move through the ranks. That being said, there's actually a big change coming with regards to Pro Ladder. It's going away, but it's coming back in a new shell. I feel scared almost saying these things because it's a little controversial, but it's cool.
That's okay.
So when you reach rank 1, you will be, and you fill all your 5 pieces and you win again, you will be able to immediately start playing Pro Rank.
Oh, okay.
Which is the new version of Pro Ladder.
Pro Ladder, yeah.
So that will also be a month long instead of 2 months. And one of the things that I really like about this change is right now, if you reach rank 21 in our current system, and you qualified for Pro Ladder, you might have to wait a month and a half to play.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But I felt like it could be better. And the last thing is, if you were playing Pro Ladder, you weren't playing Ranked, which means you weren't getting those rewards. And I felt weird that we weren't rewarding players who were playing on the Pro or unless they went and played Ranked. So this definitely helps us address that. It's important to note that at the end of the season, you're going to go down in ranks relative to the rank you were at. And for the Pro rank, only the top, I can't remember, 400, 200 players, something like that, 600, are going to start the next season in Pro rank. And the rest of you guys are going to be knocked down to rank 1, where you have to fight back in that rank to get back into Pro rank. But you know, the people who are really hardcore should be able to get back in like the immediate day if they want to. So it creates this new dynamic between the pro players and the community.
Cool.
Just one last thing, because this was like something that really concerned us, is that when players would be joining Pro Rank, let's say it's like the last day of the season, we didn't want them to be able to like jump in and be at the top of the leaderboard. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm the best player. I spent the last 3 weeks in first place, and then like the last minute, boom, oh my God, I'm second. How did this happen? Who's this guy? Where did he come from, right? So because the MMR calculations are sort of like a bell curve. When someone wins, someone loses, and they kind of negate each other, So as the season goes on, half the players are going to go positive from where they start, and half are going to go bottom. So when you enter pro rank, you're always going to start in the middle. So if you come in very early, you're not much of a disadvantage, but if you come in on the last day, well, you might beat those players that have really gone low in the pro rank, but it's, you know, again, unlikely. We don't boost up your MMR either, So you had to actually reach that level.
That's pretty cool.
No, spoko jest to, że tam ludzie zostają na tej całej legendzie. Nie wiem, po co druga połowa ma spadać do rangę i wbijać tą legendę z powrotem. To uważam za bezsensowne. No ale to jest system z Hearthstone'a. No, prawie 1 do 1 przekopiowany, może tam z małymi zmianami. I jak dla mnie to nie jest dobrą zmianą w gwincie, a wręcz odwrotnie jest to bezsensowną zmianą w gwincie. Bo... Nie wiem... No po co to kopiować, kurwa? No nie można robić czegoś swojego, chociażby...
I think we got info that's the profile might be working. We'll just check it right now. Although I think it would be good for us to restart again. I'll just
So one last thing that's in this table that you guys were looking at earlier, obviously we'll be transitioning you guys into the rank mode at a very specific rank based off your performance in the last rank season. So everyone that's qualified for the pro ladder but didn't actually get to play pro ladder at this point will start in Homecoming launch in the pro rank directly. So pro rank's going to be a bit crazy for the first month, which is why.
Which is good because it gives us room for testing, right?
Right, exactly.
Nie wiem, co znaczy 100 gier na frakcji w ProLadderze.
Let's see if this is. There we go. We got the player
server
profile.
So
thank you guys from Live Ops working behind the scenes.
They're watching us right now, and they're probably
awesome.
like, "Oh no!"
I'm high-fiving everybody.
High five, virtual high
five. Awesome. We got it.
So you can see here, you can equip trinkets.
I ain't got much.
Buja has very little avatars right now.
Yeah,
you gotta pimp your account.
I had a lot of stuff, but you took it away today. I'm just saying, just putting it out there.
Let's see, which one I've forgotten about. Arena, maybe? Anyways, so you'll be able to, you know, search through your achievements. You'll be able to see what they give you. We didn't want like 5 achievements that were the same thing, you know, spend 100 scraps, spend 1,000 scraps to be like separate entries in here. But these are essentially like separate achievements,
That's so cool.
So here we have like essentially 5 achievements. You can see here the ranked ones. You unlock poor
infantry. PFI,
PFI if you complete the rank image for 30. You can see we have the Thronebreaker. So we have, I think, 81 achievements for Thronebreaker that we're launching with.
That's so cool.
They're really cool, the little icons. So each category has its own icon, so when you have a notification.
I love the design behind these.
Co to jest gwint?
Awesome. So yeah, you can see that you get user perks for prestiging.
Jeżeli chcesz się w czymkolwiek liczyć, musisz zagrać przynajmniej 400 gier?
And you have the option to track them, so if you select
so I can say like, well, let's pick one that makes sense. Like
win with Ethne Mastery. That's something that I would track.
Let's track Ethne Mastery, so I can see that I'm tracking it.
That.
And if you play as Ethne, you will actually progress here, and you'll get through.
It's for to win.
And I'm not in a rank season right now because I'm not ranked 25, so I can't actually see that. Hey, Live Ops, if you could boost up our account to 25 and give us a heads up, we'll come back to it later.
Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
Maybe I shouldn't close that so fast. So if we had any achievements, again, we don't have any yet.
So these are the 3 slots where I can track my achievements.
Yeah, these are where you show them off. Actually, let's I think there's a simple one just to get you started where if you spend any scraps, do you have anything to craft or do you actually have everything?
I might be missing some cards to be honest. Let's just mill something.
Let's just mill something.
And then let's just see, contract completed.
It updated an achievement because it's the first time we modified your collection.
Boom.
So you got 27 achievements to claim now.
Yeah, and they're all gonna go now. Yay!
And here we go. We can go and say I want to show off Deck the Halls, and now I can show off to everyone.
Get 500 cards into your base set gameplay collection.
You already got 925 score. People are gonna have trouble catching up to you.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, let's log back in so we don't have these slides for all those achievements.
Don't show that.
Sorry.
And we're back. And we're back. You should let the guys know because
I didn't.
How they know what's on our desktop? Really cool stuff.
Yeah, it flashed. It happened.
It flashed.
What's next? What can we talk about next?
Rewards. All right. We need the game going for that.
So, we felt like for quite a while there was something missing in Gwent other than all these achievements and stuff. That's kind of like. Let me rephrase that. When you level up, you got a specific reward before, right? It could be 100 scraps, 100 ore. We even had it at some point a menu, that showed you what every level gave you and all that stuff.
We did.
It felt really like I do this, I get that, and it was nice. Yeah, it's nice to get stuff. Nobody complains when you get stuff.
Nobody complains about getting free stuff. I mean,
we went really more witchery and more RPG. We wanted to go with it, and we thought like, what's a way that we could really improve these rewards, right? So we've created this new feature called the reward book. Okay. So our achievements, our level ups, our end of rank seasons, our daily rewards will now give reward points instead of a specific currency.
Okay. So you
and then
points.
you can see here we have quite a few.
This is what I love.
This is what we call the reward book. This is something that will be growing with time.
This is beautiful.
This is where you get to exchange your reward points for very specific reward. You can see right now we simulate a fresh account where you have your 5 starting leaders, which is Foltest, Eredin, etc., and a faction tree. And now you can see here that some trees are locked unless you purchase a specific node in this tree. So let's go inside of this tree. And we've created a tree for every leader, for every faction, where you get to exchange your reward points for something specific. So I could go right here and go for this chest, which contains Scoia'tael kegs. Scoia'tael kegs.
That's all you need.
Faction kegs are new kegs that when you open them will be working like regular kegs. Again, if you have that guaranteed rare, it will apply to this keg. Where you're guaranteed to get 5 Scoia'tael cards.
Okay.
Or 5 Skellige cards if it's a Skellige kegs.
You
can see I also get some meteorite powder and some scraps.
Nice.
And you can see here you can unlock the actual leader cards this way now. So you can actually go and say, I'm going to spend 1 reward point. I'm going to get this 50 ore.
I want to go for Brewer.
I'm going to spend 3 reward points, get this 200 ore.
Okay.
I'm going to go up to another 100 ore. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to unlock Brewer.
Ta-da!
Boom. You now have the Brewer card.
Brewer.
You now have access to that leader. And now if we go back to the main page, you'll see that Brewer has now unlocked. And now we can enter his tree. So we can see here he has his own tree based off the magnet tree.
Oh, I love that you guys went with the shapes. I remember when you showed me this for the first time. It's like, look at this, and you showed me the head.
We've had some iterations trying to get these trees to work, like from a reward perspective.
Skellige has like a bow and like.
We'll go through a few.
The monster has the lesson head and all that. It's like, man, those are cool.
Some interesting things to note is there's 3 chests in every tree. One, especially in 3 chests in leader trees, they'll have 1 premium keg in it. Again, a keg where all 5 cards are premium. There'll be 2 faction kegs in the second chest. And the furthest chest in every tree will unlock a leader skin for that leader.
Ooh.
So you will have
Skins a new for leaders.
Almost every single leader skin that we're releasing with Homecoming will be available through this reward book. So let's look at a few other ones, get into a bit of detail. There's a few more other interesting things about rewards. Let's, which one do you want to see of the ones we have? We can unlock one if you want.
Let's go to monsters. We were talking about monsters. You love monsters, so you were so kind to go. I
really like Eredin's tree, so let's start with Eredin. So you can see like each tree is different.
Beautiful.
Again, you can see here we have the An-El Conquer. Did I say that right? Skin unlocked. Now. There's another aspect to these trees that we're working on communicating.
Those są te reward points.
So
okay.
If we look at like the reward nodes, 50 ore is 1 reward point.
Okay.
So for reference, the first completion of the daily of your daily objectives, which is win 6 crowns, that hasn't changed in the way it progresses, gives you 2 reward points, which is a keg. Yeah,
exactly.
So 2 reward points is the equivalent of a keg.
Okay.
throughout this whole tree, and we've balanced it around this. So if I look at the story node, the first one I purchase will give me 250 ore, which is about a 1-for-1 ratio. Yeah, it's the normal reward point value. And no matter what order I unlock them, if I get a second story node, I'll get 300 ore instead. So it's a bit nicer. If I get the third one, we're at 350, and if we get all 4 story nodes, the 4th story node will give you double the reward point value.
Wow.
So they're kind of like these little points pulling you, trying to help you figure out what you want to do next. The thing that I really find exciting about these trees is they're not symmetrical, they're not perfectly balanced together, so there's actually a real opportunity for players to do 2 things. One, pick their favorite faction, get their faction kegs. Choose to go down here and get powder. Choose to go up here to this 3-2-1. I love that, by the way. We took the time to reorder it that way. Or, you know, figure out which tree gives me the most value, the easiest and the fastest, and try to min-max and get the most value out of my reward points. The last thing is these story nodes, when you unlock them, actually reveal a piece of a story about this leader. And it's one long text where if I get all 4,
so cool.
If I translate all 4, we have this long story, and we have these texts for every leader and for every faction.
Yeah, and it gives you a background into the leader, so you get.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little flavor to put in there. That's why we call them story nodes, right? They have story in them. They have a story
behind it.
So
this is so cool. I remember when I saw this for the first time, I was hyped. But seeing it like right now, I'm even more hyped because I haven't seen
this thing
the majority of these things.
Not easy to make. I gotta say, in time.
And the visuals behind it are so cool.
The other thing is we actually went a bit more crazy. Each chess also has its own piece of story about the leader. So we really wanted to give you a sort. It's almost a glossary in a way, where you can spend reward points to not only get really good value out of them, right? So story nodes in themselves are very valuable, as we discussed, but you also get a little bit of flavor text to it, which is, I think, really cool.
So cool.
So yeah, we took a shout out to the guys who've been working on these trees. They did a fantastic job. They were not easy to get to look exactly the way we wanted them, but you know, we've had a few redesigns of some of the trees just to get them to look.
Yeah, I know. I was seeing like work in progress versions. It's really cool. Oh, look at those leaves. So cool. Jump into Skellige?
I love Skellige, actually. Their trees are really cool. Like
the
wild boar of the sea. So you can see, like, we put like a little story node at this point. You know, you get a little branch off to the story node you gotta pay for. Right? You gotta make decisions. So now when you finish something, when you got like, I completed that achievement, you're like, okay, now what do I do with it? What do I want as a reward, right? That's something to engage users outside of the regular stuff. And it's going to help us make events better. It's going to help us release content in the future. It's going to help us in so many ways. I'm super excited about the system. It's so cool.
This is so cool. Love it.
I actually really like, I think this one's cute because the Skellige logo is just...
Ty mówisz w sensie, że jak się nie będzie chciało grać powiedzmy 10 gier dziennie, to po co grać i odblokowywać? Ale w sensie nie będzie ci się chciało grać, bo gra jest gówniana, czy będzie ci się chciało grać z jakiegoś innego powodu?
What's my favorite tree? Have you seen them all? Do you have a favorite tree?
Like for me, anything like I haven't seen all of them, but I saw some of them.
I think Demavin is kind of I like it. So you can see here, like first thing I do when I get into this tree, do I go for powder or do I go for scraps? I choose what I want to get. I'm just gonna go unlock Demavin real quick. Obviously, right now I have enough points to acquire quite a lot of things. I believe in total we if you count the seasonal trees, which will not be out with Homecoming, but will come after, it's going to be something like 2,000 nodes to choose from. Like, this is a comprehensive system.
Po co w ogóle to pytanie?
So now we've got Demavin. So if we look at Demavin's card real quick, let's open up the profile. Yeah, it still works great.
Of course.
Demavin would be Northern Realms. If we look at Demavin's card, sorry, you're losing Pavko Gale. What is he? He's drinking, he's partying. So what kind of tree would you imagine for Demavin?
Well, drinking and partying, right?
Well, you know, sometimes you party too hard.
Ooh, and you spilled. He spilled his drink.
He spilled all of it.
What's up with that?
So, you know, we had a lot of fun with these. We really didn't like just make a template that grows. We really took our time.
Ruining the wine from Toussaint.
And put a little bit of love into every leader.
That's so cool.
Really
shows off his personality too.
I mean, full test is all about his crown.
All about the crown.
But you see, like it's you really can analyze these and really go down into what you want to do. I believe
all the way. you know, supporting, and that each leader has its own like tree. It's just
now this is a bit ridiculous because we have 29 achievements, and regular flows you're not gonna get 29 achievements like that
instantly. But yeah, my account was
your account had everything.
Boosted.
So a second that the server saw that you changed a card, it just unlocked all of them for you. But
I'm rich.
We've added in this idea of like a sticky notification. They're not available in menus and stuff because, like, for example, I go into an arena match. I don't want that sticky notification eating up my visual. Yeah, I enter profile. I don't want it over my profile. But here we can show you like friend matches. So if we were actually to do a friend match right now, this would get overridden with the friend match, and I can accept and cancel here. I no longer need to go into friends. I'm no longer stuck into a full screen pop-up. So we've actually improved the way friend matchmaking works to be like not stuck in a menu so long. And for example, if you have an achievement to claim, it'll be up here. So when you come back from your match, and you should be around here, you can go and claim your achievements directly without having to go to any other menus if you want. So you can see here, I just got 3 reward points for getting 400 cards into my base set collection.
Whoa,
which is
400 cards already.
So let's...
And this is not even my main account.
And you know, just in case you have more than one, you can just go next, and go through there. So I believe ranked, I should have been fixed to now be ranked 25. So this is how we show you your pro rank now. Fun note is if you are in pro rank, at the end of the match, you won't see this puzzle piece anymore. You'll actually see your actual diamonds, one of these diamonds showing you your progress and your rank score. So you no longer need to go to a website, although they're still cool. You have the crown points and everything there. We didn't bring that in to actually see how you calculated. So you can see what your peak, your current faction MMR is, your peak is, your match progress, and then your top 4 factions will move into this top diamond, and your 4th one will go to the bottom. So you can get all that information in game right now. At the end of the match, you'll get that information properly. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to see how I actually perform with monsters.
I like how we have the legend here that tells you also
it's a complicated system.
It's a complicated system, but it outlines pretty much how it's working. But I think players, once they start getting into it, once they start playing, they will have a feel for it and they'll pretty much know how it works.
I just sincerely hope and believe that it's just going to be a bit better than an MMR value that sometimes actually behaves properly, and then when you get to a certain rank, it gets cutthroat. You still have it, you can still see it. Our leaderboards are exclusively not based on rank, so someone can be at the top and be ranked 25. If they're really, really, really good. It's important to note that when season ends and you get your new rank, your FMMR values are capped based off your rank. So people at rank 1 start at an FMMR higher than people at rank 15, for example. So you do have an advantage. But you know, if that guy at rank 1 plays 2 matches, faction MMR system says, nope, you don't get that high of a score. The guy who really believes and plays hard in the game, who commits himself to learning more than one faction, is the guy that's going to raise to the top. And that's what I'm really excited to see in the new ranked mode.
Shows you who overall is good in the game and with more than one faction.
Okay, so I mean, whew, that was a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff to cover. I think people watching this will have to rewatch it a couple times to get all this information. But knowing our viewers and our lovely community, this will be up on the forums already pretty much, you know.
broken down
into every piece. I'll probably have a million questions tomorrow. We'll probably be like, hey, Jason, what about this? What about that? So
by the way,
expect that.
I have to say, because I'm very happy right now.
Okay.
Shout out to you guys at Live Ops watching right now. You fixed this stuff really quickly. Awesome work. So now I feel much better. I really have to say thank you. They're
awesome work.
But we've all been working really hard, and you know, it's hard to guarantee stability of a build right this close to the end because we're trying to get everything ready at the last second. But I'm very happy.
Awesome. Is there anything else you wanna?
I don't want to go too much into it because I don't, for various reasons, but.
But I know you had a little like Easter egg thing they want to.
Well, it's not an Easter egg, but. We made a mistake. No, I'm joking.
We made a mistake.
We never make mistakes. No mistakes allowed. We gave Shoop access to the company accounts, and we told him to build a slightly better shop.
Is that wise to give a troll access to money?
Well, it turns out that no, but the results are kind of cool. I don't want to go through all of Shop right now and go through all their offers, but I do want to say that with Homecoming, we've drastically increased our shop to allow things like opening specific kegs, being able to show you promotions that are going on here directly, not just in the news. We'll be selling bundles of vanities. We'll be selling packs. So like starter pack now actually gets open like a keg, which makes our lives so much easier on our side. And it makes a lot of sense, really. So Shoop can actually open your packs for you now. So, you know, purchasing more than one pack is possible. And obviously you'll be able to purchase Thronebreaker directly in-game as well.
Nice.
So I don't want to go too much deeper into shop right now, but we spent a lot of time, and shout out to the dev team who did an amazing job helping us out and make the shop. So they really did a good job with Shoop.
Awesome.
And to Live Ops also for doing the back end of the shop.
Yeah,
it was
you guys killed it. I mean, it's awesome.
Does he tickle if I cut? No, he doesn't laugh if I tickle his nose. Next time.
Maybe next time. All right. Anything else you want to cover? I think we're good.
I think I've spilled the beans on everything I could.
All the information is out there.
It's gone. Well, not gone. It's out.
So thank you for coming in to our lovely studio, foggy studio. Yeah. Looks awesome. And I want to mention one thing before we end. That tomorrow we'll have a special.
You like saying
and of course special stream, but it's connected to the 11th anniversary of the Witcher series, which I think is on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. So for the next couple days, we'll be doing a lot of Witcher-related stuff, and there's also one thing coming tomorrow. But you'll learn tomorrow morning what it is.
Such a tease, Boozer.
Yeah, I like to leave people kind of
need to take leaks out of thin air and go, ha!
Yeah, that's how we do it. Cool. Jason,
thanks a lot, guys, for your time. I really hope you guys enjoy all these changes. I believe that this will give you guys an opportunity to enjoy Gwent between matches like never before. And we've worked so hard that you'd like to send them. Yes. Thanks, guys.
Okej. Czekajcie chwilę. Czyli tak. No wygląda spoko. To jest spoko, to jest spoko. To jest spoko i to jest bezużyteczne. Bo są jakieś super ciężkie achievementy, jak nic sobie powie. To jest ok. The Prestige są super. Bonus wręcz. No te nagrody za Prestige są spoko. To jest ok. Leveling whatever. Te rankedy moim zdaniem są do dupy. Starting at run się. You how well you perform. Nie, mi się nie podobają te rankedy. To mi się nie podoba, to jest zajebiste. No i ten sklep też wyglądał spoko. No ogólnie, nie, okej, spoko, jak najbardziej. Te zmiany są fajne i ciekawe. Natomiast no, to, co mi się osobiście nie podoba, to system wzięty z Hearthstone'a prawie 1:1. Albo 1:0,95. To jest pierwsza rzecz. To mi się nie podoba. Druga rzecz, która mi się nie podoba, to to, co mówiłem, że gra jest ciemna jak bardzo. No i trzecia rzecz, która mi się nie podoba, to sam gameplay, więc... Ale to jest naprawdę fajne w większości te zmiany.